Hi, I'm Luke Lango. Now I'll introduce myself in just a moment, but first, I want to show you this little known yet truly enormous facility that's being built behind me. Because that is where engineers will soon develop a key piece of technology for Elon Musk's new AI company, xAI. And I've found a way for you to take a stake in this exciting new project today. Now, I believe it will change the course of AI and make a lot of people rich in the process. Because you see, Elon Musk was one of the first persons who actually applied AI in the real world when he created self-driving Teslas. I mean, it's a big reason why I recommended shares of Tesla back in early 2019 before the stock skyrocketed as high as 3,161%. Now, as big as those gains were, it's nothing compared to what I believe xAI will produce. Now, most people, they have no idea what's going on here because we're some 750 miles away from Silicon Valley. And this facility you see behind me doesn't belong to NVIDIA, Microsoft, Google, or any popular AI company that you might have heard of. In fact, it doesn't belong to any of the world's big tech companies. Rather, this facility belongs to a company that's supplying Elon Musk with a key piece of AI technology. And when I say key piece, I mean without this technology, Elon Musk's new AI venture simply would not be possible. In fact, industry expert Peter Hanbury said that this facility marks a big watershed moment for the whole industry. I mean, what's happening inside these walls is actually so important that our very own government has declared it a matter of national security. And Forbes says that this will define the future of AI. Perhaps that's why legendary investors on Wall Street are starting to pour a ridiculous amount of money into the company behind this AI project. Billionaire Ken Griffin, for example, he's the founder of one of the largest hedge funds in the world, Citadel. He's already taken a stake. This is the same man who made $16 billion in profits last year, the biggest annual windfall in the history of hedge funds. He's now betting big on this very project. Famous billionaire Ken Fisher, he's poured more than $2 billion into this project. Jim Simons, he's another one. He runs Renaissance Technologies, the best performing hedge fund in history. I mean, had you invested $1,000 in his fund, it would have grown to an unbelievable $20 million. Now, just to give you an idea, that's 200 times better than Warren Buffett, who's considered by many to be the greatest investor of all time. And guess what Jim is doing with his money right now? He's put $294 million into the AI company that owns this very facility. And folks, the list goes on and on. Ray Dalio, the founder of the world's second largest hedge fund, Bridgewater Associates, billionaire and hedge fund manager Stanley Druckenmiller, and Steve Cohen, another billionaire hedge fund manager and owner of the New York Mets. They're all invested in this AI project. I mean, these are the absolute kings of Wall Street. So you gotta ask yourself, why are they all betting billions of dollars on this company that most people have never heard of? Well, I believe they're doing it because they figured out that this project will supply Elon Musk with a key piece of advanced AI technology. So this is actually a great way to profit from Elon Musk's new AI venture, xAI. Now, normally, an investment like this would be off limits to everyday folks like you, but today, you have a rare chance to take a stake in this project you see behind me. And you can do that right from your regular old brokerage account. I mean, folks, this is your chance to invest right alongside Elon Musk. a man who's considered by many to be the Thomas Edison of our generation. Love him or hate him, you have to agree that Elon is a genius. I mean, the simple fact is that his past ventures have changed the world and made a lot of people filthy rich. Just think about it. I mean, he revolutionized online payment processing when he founded PayPal in the late 1990s. And those who got in on the ground floor of PayPal, I mean, they had a chance to turn a small stake into millions of dollars. One man, for example, actually turned just $1,664 into $3.8 million in just 1 year. I mean, imagine if that happened to you. Now, Elon also revolutionized space exploration with SpaceX, a company that makes rockets and spacecraft. Anyone who got in on the ground floor of that company had a chance to pocket a whopping $555,455% gains, enough to turn a mere $1,000 into over $5.5 million. Now, of course, the same thing happened with Tesla, right? They revolutionized the auto industry. And anyone who bought shares of Tesla at the IPO had a chance to pocket a gain of 35,988%. I mean, folks, do you see the pattern here? That's why I'm so excited about Elon's new AI venture. I believe he's going to revolutionize the AI industry, just like he did with online payment processing, just like he did with space exploration, and just like he did with the auto industry. And now you can go along for the ride. With this little-known supplier I'm going to tell you about in the next 2 minutes, you can buy shares right from your brokerage account. And by doing so, you'll take a stake in the facility you see behind me. And you're going to invest alongside all the legendary investors that I just mentioned. But folks, quick warning, you have to act quickly. As Elon Musk, so far, he's been very secretive about his suppliers. But he did publicly say, and I quote, they will share more information about this AI project over the next couple of weeks. So, if he mentions the name of this supplier in a tweet or during a press conference, there's no telling how high shares could go. I mean, the cat will be out of the bag, and I'm afraid you'll have missed your chance. So pay close attention to what I'm about to reveal, because AI is about to change every aspect of your life. Your work, your healthcare, your relationship with your loved ones, and yes, even your retirement. You see, this facility will not only supply Elon, but also produce technology that will power the next wave of AI innovations. And that's why I believe what happens inside this facility, it's going to impact all AI stocks: Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Nvidia, Apple, you name it, all of them. It will also determine who the big winners and big losers of AI are. Because yes, there's no question that this AI boom will mint countless new millionaires just like the internet did, but it will also trigger a wave of bankruptcies like we've never seen before. Because companies that fail to adopt this new technology, they're simply going to go out of business. I mean, according to the consulting firm Accenture, failure to scale artificial intelligence could put 75% of organizations out of business. So, depending on how you act today, this could have a huge impact on your retirement, because if you are holding the wrong stocks, you could actually end up losing all of your money. But today, I'm going to tell you which stocks to avoid. And more importantly, I'll reveal exactly what's happening inside this facility and show you how you can take a stake in this AI project right from your brokerage account today. And I'll explain why I believe this little known company behind this facility is actually the #1 way to play the entire AI boom. But first, let me go inside our studio to tell you the full story. Like I said before, My name is Luke Lango. Now, most people know me as the prodigy who was famously ranked America's #1 stock picker in 2020 after I beat out more than 15,000 other experts for that title. Now, a lot of people were wondering at the time, how can this 25-year-old kid, I was 25 years old at the time, beat all of these other Wall Street veterans? Well, the reason is simple. I cut my teeth as a venture capitalist while I was still going to Caltech in Pasadena, which has consistently been rated as one of the world's best universities. Now, while there, I started or funded 3 successful businesses. One was a social media company, a popular social media company. Another was an equity research group aimed at linking new tech upstarts with big-name seed investors. And another was a sports data analytics business that I co-founded with the former GM of a Major League Baseball team. So folks, as a tech insider, I've developed a network that helps me see big tech trends sometimes years before the general public ever hears about it. For example, aside from picking Tesla, which I mentioned earlier, I predicted more broadly the rise of electric vehicles and recommended 3 other plays in the space. Now, anyone who listened to me had a chance to turn $1,000 into more than $32,000 in shares of the electric car company NIO, more than $37,000 in shares of charging company Blink Charging, and almost $27,000 in Plug Power. I also saw the rise of online education far before others and gave my readers a chance to turn $1,000 into more than $28,000 in shares of Chegg. And to continue, I also saw the streaming revolution in video games from a mile away, far before others had it on their radar. And I gave my readers a chance to turn just $1,000 into almost $500,000 in shares of GameStop. As early as 2015, when nobody was talking about AI, I started to recommend shares of the 3 biggest players in the area, giving my readers a chance to turn $1,000 into $9,000 in Microsoft, the company that invested billions in ChatGPT, more than $92,000 in AMD, which of course has now become a key player in the AI space, and almost $20,000 in NVIDIA, which has recently become the most popular AI stock in the world. Now, if you're thinking about buying any of these popular AI stocks, I do have to warn you. I believe the big gains in those companies have already been made. You see, those companies, they're already too big. They've had their day in the sun. But if you've missed out on that first wave of AI profits, don't worry, because you now have a second chance with Elon Musk's new AI venture. Look, at this point, everyone knows that AI will be the technology of this century, and it could be the biggest wealth creator in history. I mean, venture capitalist billionaire Mark Andreessen thinks that AI is quite possibly the most important and best thing our civilization has ever created. That's coming from the legendary venture capitalists who got into Facebook, Twitter, Airbnb, and even Coinbase before those companies went public. He's a voice and an opinion we should listen to. Another person of influence, billionaire Mark Cuban. He said that the world's first trillionaires are going to come from somebody who masters AI. Even Warren Buffett, considered by many to be the world's best investor, has put more than $175 billion into AI stocks. I mean, think about how crazy that is. That's almost half his money. Now folks, they're some of the best investors and brightest visionaries on the planet, and they're all in with AI because they know AI is a total game changer. And now that Elon Musk just launched his own AI venture, you have a rare chance to invest in what might just be the single most important company in this entire AI gold rush. You see, after months of research, I finally found a company
that's supplying Elon with a key piece of advanced AI technology. And I believe it's that company and its tech that's making this whole new AI project possible. Now, I'm about to release details on this company in just a moment, and I'm confident that anyone who gets in today will have a chance to make massive gains. But again, you'll need to act quickly. Because now that Elon has publicly and officially launched his AI venture, he could announce at any moment that he has partnered with this very company. His team could literally be preparing the press release as we speak. And once they make this announcement, of course, it's going to be too late. Shares could double or more in minutes, and your opportunity will be gone forever. Trust me, you don't want to miss this opportunity, because this type of boom, this type of explosive wealth creation, it's very, very rare. I mean, the last time you saw something like this was all the way back in the mid-1990s with the invention of course, the internet. In late 1995, the first internet browsers came out, Netscape and Windows Explorer, giving everyone with a computer an easy way to surf the internet. I mean, that's when internet adoption started to go through the roof. It went parabolic, and the shares of the companies that were leading that internet revolution, they absolutely skyrocketed. For example, in the short years from 1995 to 2001, Microsoft stock jumped 899%. Chipmaker Qualcomm jumped 3,281%. And shares of computer maker Dell, they skyrocketed 4,794%. But folks, it wasn't just the big companies that soared in the dot-com boom. Smaller internet stocks, they also went absolutely bananas, with network testing company Viavi Solutions jumping as high as 15,473%. Shares of QLogic skyrocketed to 18,290%. And Veritas Software, that one jumped an incredible 19,230%. But folks, if you missed out on those parabolic gains of the 1990s, you now have a second chance with this AI boom, because history is quite literally repeating itself. This is 1995 all over again. And I'm not the only one saying that. Yahoo Finance says if the dot-com boom is AI's analog, the boom is just beginning. Time magazine says that AI could be as market-shaking as Microsoft Windows from 1995. And Dan Ives, managing director at Wedbush Securities, says this is something I call a 1995 moment, parallel with the internet. AI is the fourth industrial revolution. Look, folks, 1995, it was a fork in the road for investors. Those who did get into the right internet plays, they got filthy rich. But those who did not, they either lost money or spent the next few decades just trying to play catch up. Now, I believe we're facing a similar fork in the road. Those who get into the right AI plays today could make more money than they ever thought possible. But those who ignore this tech or get in on the wrong plays could spend the next few decades trying to play catch up, and they might, frankly, never be able to retire. You see, just like internet browsers like Netscape and Explorer triggered the beginning of a massive adoption of the internet and a subsequent boom in internet stocks, ChatGPT has just triggered the beginning of a massive adoption of AI and a subsequent boom in AI stocks. Because before ChatGPT, whenever I mentioned AI to other people, and I did so quite frequently, they would roll their eyes, because almost no one understood what AI was or what it could do. For most folks, it was like talking about, time traveling. They thought it was just this science fiction concept and something that would never, ever become a reality, at least in their lifetimes. But ChatGPT changed all of that. Just like the first internet browsers, ChatGPT gave everyone the ability to easily interact with AI right from their very own computers. So now, anyone can see with their own eyes that the AI is generating its own articles, its own answers, and its own ideas. And because of that, adoption of AI is absolutely exploding across the world, just like adoption of the internet did in 1995. But this time, folks, there is one big difference, and that difference is speed. AI is getting adopted 42 times faster than the internet. 42 times faster. I mean, nobody ever has seen anything like this, like what we're seeing with AI right now. AI is now the fastest adopted business technology in history. I mean, just to give you an idea, it took Netflix, the popular video streaming service that we all have, 3.5 years to reach 1 million users. But for ChatGPT, it took just 5 days. I mean, think about how nuts that is. It's truly a gold rush, much, much bigger than what we saw even with the internet in the mid-90s. And that's why Bill Gates himself predicted that AI will change the world more and faster than his personal computing revolution. And folks, it's not just the speed of the adoption here that's a big differentiator. The technology itself is also getting better at a breakneck speed. Now, according to researchers, AI's computational power is actually doubling every 6 to 10 months. What does that mean for you? It means the gains from AI stocks could be even bigger and faster than what we saw from internet stocks in the 1990s. That's why Thomas Newbert, an executive at Intel, says AI can be an even bigger opportunity than the internet boom of the late 90s. And folks, the AI boom, it's already well underway. I mean, just in the last 18 months or so, shares of NVIDIA have jumped as high as 517%. Shares of C3.ai jumped as high as 351%. And shares of Symbotic, they've skyrocketed as high as 609%. I mean, folks, let's contextualize that. Normally, the stock market goes up by 10% a year on average, but these AI stocks, they're already delivering many multiples of that. Now, maybe, reasonably so, you're looking at these gains and thinking, is it too late to buy these AI stocks? Well, like I mentioned before, if you're only looking at these popular, super hyped up stocks, yes, it might be too late for you to make massive gains. I mean, NVIDIA was cheap when I first recommended it back in 2019, before the stock jumped more than 1,800% higher, but it's not cheap anymore. Now here's the good news. In 2023, Elon launched his own AI project called xAI. This is brand new. And I found a company that's supplying Elon with a key piece of critical technology for that project. Now, if I had to guess, I'd say 99% of Americans probably don't even know this company exists. It's flying under the radar, which is why it has tremendous upside potential. Now, in just a moment, I'm going to tell you how you can take a stake right from your regular old brokerage account. But first, I want to give you 3 reasons why I believe this AI stock, this supplier for Elon's new project, is the best way to play the entire AI boom. So here's reason number 1. It's a way to profit, of course, from Elon Musk's new AI venture. I mean, as I mentioned before, Elon Musk, he is the genius of our generation. So you definitely want to be on his team. And here's why I say that. In 1998, he and his partners, they had this crazy idea. What if instead of sending checks and money orders via mail, people and businesses could send money to each other through the internet? Now remember, nobody was doing that at the time because digital payments weren't even a thing. So yes, in 1998, this was an insane idea, and yet Elon pulled it off with PayPal. And today, PayPal allows individuals and companies to get paid in more than 25 currencies in over 200 countries. It's the highest valued digital payment platform in the world, and it's made its investors filthy rich. I mean, a few years after launching PayPal, Elon had another crazy idea to launch an entirely new automaker that would compete with Ford, GM, Toyota, Mercedes, BMW, and all the auto giants that have been operating for decades and decades. I mean, the odds of him pulling that off, they were so low that he later admitted that starting Tesla was idiocy squared. But today, in terms of market cap, Tesla is more valuable than all the next 10 automakers combined. No wonder it has made its investors filthy rich. And if that wasn't enough, around the same time Elon launched Tesla, he had another crazy idea. Even though he had zero training in rocket science, he'd begin building rockets to compete with NASA. I mean, doesn't that sound nuts to you? Elon started reading textbooks and talking to industry insiders, and that's how he literally taught himself rocket science. And after launching SpaceX, he admitted that creating a rocket company has to be one of the dumbest and hardest ways to make money. And in fact, nobody thought he would make it. But today, SpaceX is the sole US provider for crewed missions to the International Space Station. It was also the first company ever to create a reusable rocket, a rocket that goes into orbit and returns back to Earth. I mean, not even NASA figured out how to do that. Bottom line, SpaceX has completely revolutionized the space industry and made its investors filthy rich. Now, I'm telling you all this because I believe that Elon Musk is about to do it again with his new AI venture. You see, nobody in the world actually has more real-life experience with AI than Elon. Because for years, he's been working on AI to build self-driving Teslas. I mean, if you step back and think about it, Elon basically developed a brain that can drive a car. And as many of us can attest to, that's a pretty complex endeavor. I mean, all that experience gives him a huge advantage against all of his competitors. As Elon himself said, I don't think there's anyone even close to Tesla on solving real-world AI. But it's not just Tesla. You see, in 2011, Elon also became an early investor in DeepMind, an AI company that was later acquired by Google. And if it wasn't for DeepMind, Google wouldn't even be in the AI business today. And then in 2015, Elon also co-founded OpenAI, arguably the world's most important AI startup because they made ChatGPT. So Elon, in some ways, is literally the reason why ChatGPT exists and why we're in this whole AI boom in the first place. And now, Elon, that same man, has launched his own version of ChatGPT called xAI. You see, a few years ago, he left OpenAI because he didn't like the direction the other partners were taking the company. Fair enough. In fact, ChatGPT has recently been criticized for giving a lot of wrong answers and being politically biased. Not great. Some have even called it, a woke AI. As Elon Musk himself said, the danger of training AI to be woke, in other words, lie, is deadly. That's why he launched this new AI venture called xAI. Because he is on a mission to create a better, fairer, truer version of ChatGPT. And based on his track record, PayPal, Tesla, SpaceX, I believe he's going to succeed. Elon also built an amazing team of former engineers from DeepMind, OpenAI, Google, and Microsoft. He even hired some of the engineers who helped develop ChatGPT. So think about that for a moment. Engineers who developed ChatGPT are now working for Elon to build a better version of ChatGPT. And for that reason, I believe he will win this AI race and make a lot of people filthy rich, just like he did with PayPal, SpaceX, and Tesla. And guess what? You can go along for the ride with Elon's supplier. You see, this company produces some of the most important advanced technologies in the world. They're already supplying Elon with a key piece of AI technology that makes self-driving cars possible, and I believe Elon will use that same supplier for this new AI venture. No, I say that because Elon has almost admitted to that in public. When asked about his new venture, xAI, he said, "We're going to work with Tesla on the silicon front, and maybe on the AI software front as well." And that's why I believe the same company that's supplying Tesla will supply xAI. And you can take a stake in this exciting company right from your brokerage account today. And I'll tell you how in just a moment. But first, let me show you the second reason why this is my #1 AI stock. And that means there's more upside potential, far more upside potential. I mean, just look at what happened during the 1990s internet boom. The biggest gains, they didn't come from the most popular stocks and the blue chips that everybody knew about. For example, well, shares of IBM jumped 591%. Shares of the much smaller network testing company Viavi Solutions jumped as high as 15,473%. That's 26 times more money. And while shares of Intel jumped 851%, shares of the much smaller company QLogic skyrocketed to 18,290%. That's 21 times more money. And while Microsoft investors had a chance to make 899%, Veritas Software, which was a tiny little known company, gave its investors the chance to make as much as 19,230%. I mean, folks, that's 21 times more money. Of course, I can't guarantee that you'll make the same kind of massive gains with this particular AI stock. Nobody can make that guarantee. But that is why I love the fact that this Elon supplier is smaller than NVIDIA. And it's another reason why I recommend that you take a stake in this company as soon as possible, because I do not believe that shares will remain cheap for much longer. I mean, like I showed you earlier, all the legends on Wall Street, they're already in place to profit. They're literally betting billions of dollars on this very company. So it really is just a matter of time before word starts to circulate. Soon enough, everyone's going to be talking about this company. In fact, 5 separate Wall Street analysts have issued an urgent buy rating on the stock. That means serious money is about to start flowing into this stock. So folks, time is of the essence here. And that's why I'll tell you how to buy shares in just a moment. But first, let me tell you one more reason why I believe this is the #1 play to play the AI boom. You see, AI requires a lot of computing power. You can't just use any computer chip to run artificial intelligence. It has to be a special processing unit called a GPU, which stands for Graphic Processing Unit. For example, ChatGPT was trained with the help of 10,000 GPUs. So simply put, you cannot have AI, at least capable AI, without a lot of these GPUs. Well, today, these chips are almost made entirely by one company, NVIDIA. It's estimated that NVIDIA owns 95% of the GPU market, and that, of course, is a big reason why shares of NVIDIA have skyrocketed, just like I predicted. But here's the thing, and this is an incredibly important part that I want you to pay special attention to. The most important and widely used AI chip in the world today is NVIDIA's A100 GPU. Well, Elon's supplier is developing an AI chip that's even more powerful than that. It's a hotly anticipated next generation AI chip that's 25,000 times thinner than a single human hair. And I believe it's that chip that's going to power Elon Musk's new AI venture. Now, according to Forbes, this new AI chip will inject a shot of adrenaline in the entire industry. And they predict every single AI company will try to get their hands on this chip as soon as they can. So simply put, I believe this chip will take AI to the next level and help power the next wave of AI innovations. For example, in the near future, we'll have personal robots doing chores around the house and working as our personal assistants. I get it. You might think that's science fiction, but check this out. Elon Musk already built humanoid robots, and he recently revealed footage of them walking around Tesla's headquarters and even building new robots themselves. And he predicted that in the future, everyone will want to own one of these Tesla robots. Now, I believe these new chips, they're going to power those robots. And that's not all. AI will also revolutionize healthcare. I mean, it's already helping us discover new drugs. And I believe soon it will help us find the cure for many diseases, including, yes, even cancer. I mean, I believe AI will also help us develop nuclear fusion, which is potentially a source of unlimited clean energy. AI is going to help us make movies, help us educate our children, and drive us around even. And all these life-changing technologies, all of them, are going to be powered by this tiny new chip. It's why even NVIDIA's CEO himself has admitted that the future of AI depends on this company that's about to release this next generation chip. I mean, folks, can you see now why I am just pounding the table on this under-the-radar company? They own that facility that I showed you earlier. That is where they're going to build this chip. And since this is made in America, you can take a stake right now from your own brokerage account. So the question remains, how can you get started? Well, I put all the details of this company inside a special report called How to Profit from Elon Musk's New AI Venture. Inside, you'll find the name, the ticker symbol, and my full analysis on why I believe you could make 10 times your money in the long run. And I want to give you access to this report right now because, folks, we don't have much time to waste. I mean, like I mentioned before, legendary investors are already pouring billions into this company. Word is starting to spread on Wall Street. Several analysts just issued a buy rating, and Elon Musk himself could make an official announcement at any moment now. Once he does, let the entire world know that this little-known company is supplying the technology behind xAI, it's going to be too late. I mean, remember, Elon already promised to release details to the public in the coming weeks, and that means it could happen any moment now. I mean, you might wake up tomorrow and see the story in the front pages of the Wall Street Journal, and if that happens, I'm sorry, but I believe it's going to be too late for you. Shares of this company could be trading much higher by then, and your window of opportunity will be closed, maybe forever. Now, I'll tell you how to claim this special report in just a moment, but there is one more AI company I want to tell you about today. You see, one of the most important companies during the 1990s internet boom was Cisco, which was the leader in internet routers and switches. And that meant every person and every business in America that was using the internet had to buy Cisco products and services. That's why Barron's called it the internet's backbone. And it's why shares of Cisco returned an amazing 67,491% in the 1990s alone. I mean, that's enough to turn every $1,000 into more than $670,000. I'm telling you all this because I believe that I've actually found the Cisco of artificial intelligence. It's a company that's essentially building the backbone of the AI industry, and it's 1/10 the size of NVIDIA. I mean, if shares rise to the same valuation of NVIDIA, and I believe they will, you could make up to 12 times your money from this company alone. Again, most people don't even know this company exists, but Wall Street, they're all over it. Vanguard Group has invested more than $7.6 billion in this company. BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, has also poured more than $7 billion into it. And JP Morgan has invested more than $2.2 billion. Now, I believe they're building these massive positions because they know that this company, yes, it's going to become the backbone of AI, just like Cisco was the backbone of the internet. And I predict this company is going to become the next AI giant, the next NVIDIA, if you will. Now, I put all the details, including my full analysis, the name and ticker symbol, inside another special report called The Next NVIDIA, the company building AI's backbone. I'll tell you how to claim this report in just a moment, but first, I want to remind you that AI will also, on the dark side, trigger a wave of bankruptcies like we've never seen before. So this game of investing in AI, it's not just about buying the winners. You must also avoid the AI losers. And that's why I prepared another bonus report for you with all the details on which stocks to avoid. You see, like I mentioned earlier, artificial intelligence, it's going to turn every industry upside down. It's going to create unbelievable wealth, but it does not mean that all companies will win. Because the companies that fail to adopt AI, they're going to perish. Just like the companies that failed to adopt the internet failed. That's why the Financial Times wrote, AI will create more losers than winners. It's already happening. For example, take a look at a company called iRobot. Now, you may have heard of them. They're the makers of those little Roomba robotic vacuums. And once upon a time, those vacuums were the hottest household product on the market. I mean, everyone was rushing to buy a Roomba. iRobot sales, they were climbing through the roof. The stock was soaring. Times were good. But since then, iRobot has failed to meaningfully improve its Roomba vacuums with advanced AI, and as a result, the vacuums are proving less and less useful. Sales, they've crashed. Profits, they've dried up. And the stock, well, it's down more than 90% since 2021. Now, folks, iRobot, it's not an isolated example of AI value destruction. I mean, there are hundreds and even thousands of other stocks that are exposed to this very same risk. In fact, I found 3 popular stocks that are very vulnerable. There's a good chance that these ticking time bombs are already in your portfolio. So I put all the details inside another special report called 3 AI Losers to Avoid. Now, if you're holding any of these companies, you need to sell them immediately, or else you're going to risk losing all your money. Now, these 3 special reports I just mentioned are ready for you. So the question remains, how can you get started? Well, I'd actually like to give you access to all these reports completely free of charge. And all I ask in return is you try my flagship research service, Innovation Investor, at 0 risk to you for your subscription. You see, if you don't have contacts in Silicon Valley like I do, it will be almost impossible for you to get on the ground floor of the biggest tech trends. By the time the general public hears about a major tech idea, I mean, folks, the big money has already been made. And that's why I would like to leverage my contacts and show you how you can get in on the ground floor of explosive new technologies happening right now. Now, one of my top contacts, for example, is an entrepreneur who just sold one of his online businesses for $60 million. His most recent project is a venture-backed startup aiming to commercialize voice AI research from Carnegie Mellon. Another of my top contacts is a guy who's been called one of the greatest entrepreneurs of all time and the most successful founder in history. His incubator, it started more than 150 companies, and he himself has been involved with 300 rounds of financing worth more than $3.5 billion and 45 successful IPOs and acquisitions too. Look, I'm not telling you these things to brag, but rather to show you that in this business, folks, it's not exactly what you know, but rather who you know. In fact, thanks to my network, I've been able to identify a total of 23 stocks and cryptos that could have made you over 10 times your money, and more than 700 stocks that could have doubled, tripled, or gone up as much as 900%. Now, the bottom line is, Innovation Investor, it's like having a front row seat to all the newest and best tech opportunities before everyone else. And today, I'm inviting you to try it out for the next 90 days with absolutely no risk. So how does Innovation Investor work? Well, the first thing you should know is that we do not accept advertisers, and we do not take commissions on anything we recommend. We're only beholden to you, to our readers. And that means that our business model only works if we show you how to make money in the markets. And the way it does work is actually very simple. In each Innovation Investor special report, you'll get about 12 of them every year, I'll explain one of the biggest tech trends in the markets and select my top investments in that trend. I'm talking about opportunities in artificial intelligence, 5G, blockchain, biotech, supercomputing, and every other cutting-edge breakthrough that is seeing a flood of venture capital funding right now. I'll do all the research and just hand you all the information that you need to decide if you want to participate in the boom. I'll tell you what to buy, I'll tell you how to place the trade, I'll tell you what price to pay, and even how much money I expect you to make from the trade. Like I showed you earlier, I already gave my readers a chance to turn a mere $1,000 into as much as $27,000 in plug power, more than $28,000 in check, $32,000 in Neo, $37,000 in Blink charging, and more than $92,000 in AMD. Heck, I even gave my readers a chance to turn $1,000 into almost $500,000 in GameStop. And that's just a few of our great trades in the past. I mean, folks, imagine how different your life would be today had you made all this money from my past recommendations. Now, for that reason, even if I did charge $10,000 for a subscription, it would be well worth it. But here's the good news for you. I'm not publishing my research to rich institutional investors. I'm not trying to make the rich richer. I'm publishing it to everyday folks like you. And for that reason, it won't cost you anywhere near $10,000. We sell subscriptions to Innovation Investor on our website for just $299. Now that's per year, not per month, but it gets even better. I know you probably don't know me yet, so I understand I need to earn your trust first. And for that reason, I'm going to give you a special discount today. But before I give you all the details, there's actually one more special report I'd like to send you today called the AI Moonshot. You see, according to the consulting firm PwC Global, AI is the largest megatrend of our generation. I mean, they estimate that it'll create $15.7 trillion in new wealth. And because of that, the boom is now spreading beyond the stock market. Billions are starting to flow into a new area of the crypto market, the AI cryptos. Now, these are tokens that power AI blockchain platforms. In essence, these coins, they're combining the two biggest technologies of this century, blockchain and artificial intelligence. And I just found an AI coin that's trading for less than 50 cents. And I believe it has a lot of potential because it's doing for AI essentially what Google did for the internet. And of course, since it's trading for just cents, you don't need to invest a lot to potentially make a lot of money. And that's why I want to send you this bonus report called the AI Moonshot. It has all the details on this AI crypto that's trading for just cents. And this report is also yours free the moment you give Innovation Investor a try today. Look, I know I've covered a lot of ground in this presentation, so let me do a quick recap. Here's everything you get when you accept my special invitation today. You're going to get 12 months of my best tech ideas. About 12 times a year, you'll get a brand new Innovation Investor special report with a new tech idea, including several recommendations that could exponentially grow your wealth. You're going to get a bonus report, how to profit from Elon Musk's new AI venture. Another bonus report, the next NVIDIA, the company building AI's backbone, and another bonus report called 3 AI Losers to Avoid. And don't forget the 4th bonus report, the AI Moonshot. You're also going to get access to my daily notes where I discuss the hottest trends in tech every day the market is open, and access to my model portfolio where you can see all of my current open recommendations, the buy up to prices, and much more. So click the button on your screen to get started, because this also comes with a money back guarantee. Simply put, I don't want your money if you're not 100% happy. And that's why when you sign up for Innovation Investor, I'll give you 90 days to test out the service at no risk to you. And if during that customer satisfaction period you find for whatever reason you're not getting information that could change your financial future, you can simply call our customer service team and cancel your subscription, full refund. No questions asked. And we'll let you keep everything you've received as a subscriber at no charge to you. You can keep all the issues, you can keep all the special reports, you can keep literally everything. So folks, this means that there's no risk to you at all. It's simply my way of saying, hey, thank you for giving Innovation Investor a try. Now, to get started, all you have to do is click the button on your screen. It's going to take you to a secure order form where you can review everything one last time before you join. Now remember, you don't even need to decide right now. You can just take the next 90 days to try everything. Read the special reports, read the daily notes, see our recommendations. Then you can decide later if Innovation Investor is right for you. Now, as for me, I'm quite confident that once you see the quality of our research, you're going to ask yourself how you've ever invested without it. Remember, Elon Musk already promised he'll be releasing more details on this breakthrough AI project soon. I mean, his team could be working on the press release at this very moment. And if they do announce to the entire world that this little known company is supplying him with this next generation AI technology, it's going to be too late. By the time you read about that deal in the Wall Street Journal, shares could be trading much, much higher. So go ahead and click the button on your screen to get started. Just remember, all investments carry risk. That's why you should never risk more than what you're willing to lose. But folks, I'm looking forward to welcoming you to Innovation Investor. Thanks for watching.